Hello, figments of my imagination. It's July, which in the US means fireworks and freedom, and in Ashes, it apparently means freeholds. That's right, we finally got a stream about freeholds, the player-owned housing system for Ashes, and it was a massive stream, clocking in only a few minutes shy of 2 hours. The main event was, like usual, a pre-recorded gameplay presentation, this time preceded by a type of PowerPoint presentation to explain the system easier. As usual, I'll link the stream and standalone presentation below, but I'll try to sum up the key points quickly. Freeholds are a piece of land that players can purchase, either through a bidding system or directly from other players. A quest is required first, and each account can only own a single freehold. On their land, players can place different buildings, furniture, crops, and livestock pens. Buildings include the player's house, which is the first required building, along with different processing stations or service buildings. Processing stations are important, as the only place to do master and grandmaster processing is a freehold. As a side note, we also got some insight into processing itself in this section, as the devs revealed all processing will have a fuel system. Under this system, everything can be used as fuel and provides a different amount of fuel, and processing anything will require it. The example given was smelting iron, which typically would take coal, but in a pinch you could use wood pellets or something else. Service buildings are the other building type for freeholds, and these include things like taverns, inns, and other business-related buildings. The goal they stated was to basically allow players to set up and upgrade service buildings, and then sell those services to other players as an income source. The example given was a tavern upgrade that would have beds give increased rested experience. These upgrades are also per building only, meaning if for some reason you made a second tavern, it wouldn't have these special beds, but you could instead follow the other half of the upgrade tree. Farming is the last choice for what to occupy your freehold with. Both crops and livestock are available, each yielding what you would expect. Since each account is limited to one freehold, players will need to choose what to focus on. Other players' freeholds can be accessed with the family system, allowing an opportunity to coordinate different people to have different specialties. Blueprints were mentioned as a way to get unique or upgraded buildings, either through a scribe or rare loot drops. They can also simply just be cosmetics. Furniture will have uses, either through interactions like a chest storing item or using a bed for rested XP, or through buffs. Steven clarified after the demo that other players will not be able to loot anything in your freehold without your permission. He also said that for PvP, as long as you're in your house, you can't be attacked. The only discouraging part of the whole presentation to me was the revelation that you can lose your freehold when the node is conquered. While I understand why that happens, it does suck to have the risk of all your stuff just disappearing one day. Steven didn't clarify if things like upgrades to buildings would be able to carry over to a new freehold, but I assume not. Maybe they could do something like allow players to save their freehold layout when it's conquered and rebuild it with a lower cost when they acquire a new freehold license? I don't know, I just hope there's something to make the loss less devastating. As far as the Q&A goes, I included all the new information already, except for one interesting question about monster tokens and world bosses. If you don't remember, monster tokens are the item that'll let you participate in an event as a monster. Apparently, monster tokens will have different rarities, and if you have the correct one, world bosses from that area are a valid monster to control. This is probably going to be my biggest goal in Alpha 2 because that just sounds hilarious. And that's it. Lots of good information on this one. Personally, I hadn't looked at freeholds much. I just assumed they'd be basically unobtainable for a solo player, but it sounds like they might actually be pretty reasonable. Anyways, like and sub and all that, put your prayers for Alpha 2 in the comments, and I'll see you all eventually.